Now, today we will see the hybridoma technology for production of monoclonal antibody. What are hybridoma cells that have been engineered generally? Why they are engineered? So to produce the desired antibody in larger amount to produce monoclonal antibodies. Now, the monoclonal antibodies can be produced through the technique which is generally known as hybridoma technology. Now, it is first discovered in 1975 by the Nobel Prize winner. Okay, what this technique actually is? So, it starts with first the production of antibody. How the antibody basically they are the protein used by immune system to identify and neutralize foreign objects like bacteria and virus. Now, this antibody recognizes the specific antigen which are unique to its target. Now, what are monoclonal antibodies? They are the antibodies that are identical. They are similar because they were produced by the one type of immune cell, all clones of single parent cells, and polyclonal antibody, monoclonal and polyclonal. So, they are the antibodies that are derived from different cell lines, and monoclonals are derived from single parent cells. These are called as antibody, मतलब general antibodies, monoclonal and polyclonals, right? Antibodies generally, what are antibodies? They are produced in response to antigen and it's a part of immune system. Now, what is the methodology of hybridoma technology? The hybridoma is produced by the injection of specific antigens into the mouse. See, in this we are going to give antigen to the mouse and producing an antigen specific plasma cell, antibody producing cells. So we are procuring the antibody producing cell from the mouse spleen, right? So take the mouse spleen, and the mouse spleen is the antibody producing cell. In that we are going to inject specific antigens and the fusion of this cell with a cancerous immune cell called myeloma cells, right? And then there is a fusion of this cell. See, fusion of this antibody producing cell and cancerous cell, and it gives you myeloma producing cells. And now once the spleen cell isolated from the mammal spleen, then when the spleen cells are isolated from rat, then the beta cells are fused with myeloma cells. Okay, now next, when this hybrid cell, these myeloma cells are becomes hybrid. Now when this hybrid cell is produced, it can be cloned to produce many identical daughter clones, right? And this daughter clones, because of the many number of daughter clones, they secrete the immune cell product, and since these antibodies come from only one type of cell, they are called as monoclonal. There are a lot of daughter clones, they produce a lot of immune products, and all the immune products are of one type of cell, then they are called as monoclonal antibodies. The advantage of this process is that it can combine the quality of two different types of cell. Which two different? The ability to grow continuously and to produce large amount of pure antibodies, right? It has these two types of property or quality, so that's why it is very important. Now see this figure, antigens are added into this mouse spleen, and then this spleen is isolated, and isolated spleen cells are fused with this myeloma cells, and it gives the hybridized cells are produced, and they produce different clones, and then it forms different antibodies are produced. It is called as monoclonal antibodies. Now for this is HAT media is used for monoclonal antibodies. What is HAT? The HAT is hypoxanthine aminoprotein thymidine. Hypoxanthine aminoprotein thymidine medium is used for preparation of monoclonal antibodies. Now, laboratory animals like mice are first exposed to an antigen to which we are interested in isolating an antibody against. Once the spleen cells are isolated from the mammal beta cells, They are fused with immortalized myeloma cell. They are fused with this immortal myeloma cells, and which are lack with the HGPRT. What is HGPRT? Then hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosal transferase gene. Right? So it is isolated, or the isolated spleens from the mammals are fused with this myeloma cell, which doesn't have HGPRT gene, using polyethylene glycols. Now these fused cells, they are incubated in the HT media. These fused cells are incubated in the HT media. What is the role of HT? It is a media used to incubate fused cells. Okay. Now myeloma cells dies as they cannot produce nucleotide by the de novo or salvage medium blocks the pathway and allow for nucleotide synthesis. Now unfused beta cells dies as they have short lifespan, and only beta cells myeloma hybridoma survive since HDPRT gene coming from beta cell is functional. These cells produce antibodies, a property of beta cell, and are immortal property of myeloma cells. These cells produce antibodies of beta cells and are immortal property of myeloma cells. Unfused and fused spleen cell death, unfused spleen cell death, hybridoma, that leads to proliferation. Okay. Now application of this monoclonal antibody is they are providing very useful diagnostic, imaging and therapeutic reagent in clinical medicine. Many monoclonal antibody diagnostics reagents now available are the product for detecting pregnancy, diagnosing numerous pathogenic microorganisms. Now in the pregnancy test, pregnant woman has the hormone human chorionic gonadotropic in her urine, right? Suppose if the pregnant woman is there, it has human hormone human chorionic gonadotropic in her urine. Monoclonal